everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I'm not drunk, I'm autistic, the video edition. Hi. I'm back. I have my knitting. Let me talk about my knitting first. First of all, what am I wearing? Wow. I finished this hat recently, so I splurged. For my fiance's birthday, I got some money and I got to go to the yarn store and I bought this gorgeous skein of Madeline Tosh. It's Tosh Merino Light. For those of you not in the know, it's a rather higher end yarn, I would say. Definitely more than I usually spend on yarn. But it's okay because I've been dreaming of this fingering weight hat for like more than a year. I've tried 3 skeins of yarn, 2 different patterns, like 3 attempts. I had a concussion because of one of them. 4 different attempts, I guess, technically, because I had to reknit that hat over again. But I did it, and it's, I forget if I said that the colorway is Toasted Sugar. I don't like the colorway name personally because there's like green and like hot pink and a little blue sometimes speckled into the yarn, and I just don't think that Toasted Sugar has those colors. I've renamed the colorway Beatrice because I like that. But yeah, it's a glittery yarn, and I love this hat. The hat pattern is called Hermione Hearts Ron, and it was a designer on Ravelry. I forget the name. It's a free pattern. If you like to knit, you should check it out. It's a very addictive pattern. I've made like 7 of these hats so far. Processing. It's from a hat Hermione wore in the 6th movie, I guess. I haven't watched the movies because I yell at the screen because they're not accurate to the book. But that's another story. That's a tale for another time. Like, she saw this hat that Hermione was wearing and she made a pattern based on it. And I knit it, and this is what it came out. And I adore it. I fucking love it. Yeah, so that's what the knitwear that I'm wearing. And then what I'm knitting it's called a Tulip Blossom hat. It's another free pattern on Ravelry. Gotta love that free shit. And I'm using a yarn Cascade 220, which is much more in my price range. This is a much more affordable yarn. I have like 10 skeins of these. It was my very first sweater purchase. The last episode I did, I was actually wearing my sweater made from this yarn. I have a lot of it. But no, it's a really fun little pattern. It's like a chevron, and it's called the Imperial Equinox hat. Imperial? It means like the daffodils and the tulips and all of that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm knitting. So yeah. So the point of these Tism talks is just more of a how do you do and a chat and to craft with each other, hopefully, because I like when I get to craft along with my favorite content creators. It makes me feel happy. Oh my goodness! Speaking of shit that I've done, I dyed my first skein of yarn. It's super exciting. So I had originally tried it with magnolia flowers, and it did not work. Apparently, magnolia flowers do not really produce a dye that I was able to get into my yarn. If y'all know another way to get any kind of flowers, honestly, into yarn, and you want to like Instagram message me or email me. If you're an autistic yarn dyer, just be my friend in general, please. This is a social skills. Be my friend, autistic yarn dyer. More bonus points if you're queer, even. Well, I mean, if you're an autistic yarn designer, I'm gonna say you're queer. Just a little guess on my part. But like, that didn't work. And so then I dyed it with raspberry tea. So it created this like tea color, not the pink, but like this tea. It was like a cream wool before, so it has like this pretty tea. And then I took my hair dye that I used to dye my hair, obviously, and I painted it with my magic wand. It's a stick, but it's a magic wand. And I painted the rest of it with like pink to get like kind of like a gradient effect. And I really, really love it. It came out really cool. I'm stoked. It's going into a head wrap for my fiance. I'm doing a test knit for someone on Ravelry, and it's called the two-tone head wrap, I think. And the first half is like this purple and white gradient. It's called a magenta spray is the colorway name. But yeah, I've been wanting to dye yarn for a while. This is autism at its peak right now. I'm so stoked. And this was my first foray. My next, I really want to do natural yarn dyes just because, like, I'm a fairy and I like the outside and I like to go foraging with my girlfriend, and we have foraging dates and it's really cute. The flowers, I really want to, I don't know, Japanese knotwood I think is going to be my next one because it's going to produce a yellow dye, and it's a very invasive species here. So it's like, it's good for us to cut it down and take as much as we can. My girlfriend likes to eat it. Apparently it's tasty to eat as well. Yarn! Okay. Other than that, how has my autism been lately, you may ask? I don't really know. It's been a rough week. It's been a real rough week. In fact, just a lot has happened. I'm smoking. My fiance got fired unjustly from his job, let's just say. He should have had a warning. It was the first time he ever did a no-call, no-show. He got super sick, and he didn't want to call off because they were just going to be like, no, come in anyways. We don't care. Everybody else is sick, which is how he got sick, because everybody kept coming in while sick. So he didn't bother calling, and he got fired for that, and, like, it sucked. He had to convince many of his coworkers not to walk out with him because everybody was unjustifiably pissed. It sucks, but it's okay because it's a sign from the fairies, and he has more interviews, and we're going to find someplace better that pays more and appreciates him more. But that was rough. That happened about a week ago, and we're working through it, but luckily we're doing okay. I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better. I also got sick. This is like yesterday was the first day in a week I felt a little bit better. As you can tell, I still sound like shit, I'm sure. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know if it's extra hard being sick while you're autistic or not. I don't know how to correlate that. Like, I feel like everybody just feels like shit when they're sick, and it doesn't matter if you're autistic or not. I'm sure with someone with autism, we feel things a little more. I know I have a lower pain tolerance, but then there are also autistics who have a much higher pain tolerance to the point where they can't feel pain. Like, I have a really high cold tolerance, but a very low heat tolerance around, like, that same area. I'm babbling, but that's okay because that's just what this is. This is you come and watch me knit and knit with me and listen to me talk about my Tism. So thank you for that. But yeah, we've been struggling. The good news is, I don't know if you've noticed, but I am sitting on my bed. Yes, that's right. And not just a mattress on the floor. Oh no. We're moving up in the world. I have a bed now, thanks to my cousin Jessie. So I am much obliged. Your old bed frame has brought much happiness to our lower backs and our sleeping. So thank you. But yeah, that's been super nice. But I just been chugging along. I had a fun autistic moment in the grocery store yesterday. That'll be good to talk about. So, I don't know about y'all, but I hate children. I hate children crying. Yeah, sometimes they can be cute. Yes, sometimes they're adorable. Yes, when my girlfriend's son, my fairy godson, says Auntie Nara in his little voice and then like blows me a kiss, I just melt inside. Yes, 100% my ovaries start like pop, 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 pop. But then he usually like starts crying at some point and I'm like, nope, thank you. I don't like children crying. I don't like the noise that people use to make people be quiet. I've talked about it before. I don't want to go into it too much because I don't want to start punching myself on camera. Not right now. But we were at the grocery store and there was this just ginormous family that had like 7 children, 7 babies with them. It was a lot. It was a lot. And they were all crying and the people were making the noise. And I didn't have my headphones on. That's my fault. I usually only go into stores with headphones on. And I didn't. And that's on me. But they were making the noise and I was trying to mask. I really was. And then at one point I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So I started... I don't know if, I'm sure you're familiar. If you're listening, you've had some interaction with autism. Remember, all autistics are different. This is not a portrayal of everyone, but one common tendency we seem to share is kind of like almost like, I call it a bunny hop walk, where you're just kind of like, sorry, my cat's like scratching at the door right now. You just kind of like hop around. That's what I do at least. So I was doing my bunny hop walk. I was talking to myself. At one point we were in the checkout line. I started punching myself in the thigh. I got looks for sure. I got a look from one of the giant eagle people who was definitely, even I could read her facial expression. It wasn't a concerned, are you okay? It wasn't a, you look suspicious, I think you're stealing. It was a flat out, what the fuck is wrong with you? Flat out. That was the expression on her face. And I got real self-conscious. I did, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep punching myself in the thigh and babbling to myself and oh, I forgot that on my camera. I can literally show you. Go like this with my fingers as I was bunny hopping my way out, just going like this, running towards the exit, muttering towards myself. And you know what? I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't mask it. I definitely felt self-conscious and a little embarrassed, but I did what I had to do, and I'm proud of myself for that. I don't know how long I've been talking, but I'm going to stop talking and press the stop record, just in case it was 30 minutes. It's not 30 minutes. It's probably, I'm going to say it's around 13. That's what I'm going to go with. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching me babble about my Tism and show you my various yarny pursuits. I'm offering trainings now, trainings, live Q&A, Zoom internet, whatevers for you, for your school, for your employees, your students, your doctors, and other first responders. I've trained them all. I would love to help train you. And you can email me at theautisticpinup@gmail.com or check out my Instagram, which is fuckyouupfairy with underscores after each word, because you can't have autistic in your username on Instagram. Apparently it's a bad word. It's an insult. So I guess I'll insult you all and say goodbye, autistics. No, it's a beautiful word and I love it. And I love that I'm autistic, and I'm glad that I can help others feel better about their autism. All right, thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.